Miran is the chairman of the President's Council of Economic Advisors. He served as an economic advisor to the Treasury Department under Stephen Mnuchin during President Trump's first term. He was also a senior strategist at Hudson Bay Capital Management. Miran is credited as being one of the authors of Trump's tariff policy and a key architect of the president's economic agenda. He has also been linked with the push for the so-called Mar-a-Lago currency accord, based on a paper he wrote outlining various strategies for rebalancing U.S. trade and trying to counter overvaluation of the dollar. In a paper that he penned last March for the Manhattan Institute, Miran called for reforms to recalibrate the Fed's governance to insulate it from day-to-day politics. Specifically, he called for greater oversight by the president of the U.S. over the central bank, shortening Fed governors' current terms from 14 years, as well as imposing bans on what he calls a revolving door between the executive branch and the Fed. He, in fact, proposed that Fed members should be prohibited from serving in the executive branch for 4 years following the conclusion of their term at the Fed. But during his confirmation hearing before the Senate Banking Committee, Miran told lawmakers that if he were confirmed, he would act independently, but he would not resign from his current White House post as chair of the President's Council of Economic Advisors. Instead, he would take a leave of absence and then resume his role at the White House after the conclusion of his Fed term. This has greatly concerned Democrats who are worried about central bank independence. In fact, following that hearing, Democratic senators asked for Miran to resign if he was confirmed by the Senate, something that Miran told senators he was not prepared to do. And ahead of this evening's vote, the ranking member on the Senate Banking Committee, Senator Elizabeth Warren, sent another letter to Miran, basically saying that he and President Trump deny that Americans are facing higher inflation, and asking for his reaction to the August Consumer Price Index, which shows that inflation is now around 3.1%. In that letter, Warren wrote, "Your reaction to the August CPI numbers will help inform lawmakers as they weigh their votes and evaluate whether you will truly be an independent voice."